Fantasy now has his natural expansion coming up. He's mining plenty of gas. He's going to be able to get his second factory in play very soon. He had his machine shop spinning. I assume that's for mines. Mines already in play, so that might have been upgrade just now coming in. Or now just most likely getting siege for tanks at this point. He's going to be able to take out this bunker, losing a Dragoon in the process. Almost losing the second one. Just the one single. The Zealot dies. It only has one single Dragoon at this point. You're going to be forced to micro that, but 2 Marines still in place. So at least the bunker goes down. But all in all, Fantasy still in a beautiful position, getting one of those Dragoons attack. One single Marine left. It is going to die now. SCV, meanwhile, going inside and getting the full-on scout. So Free killing that threat inside of his position, but overall in a horrible, horrible position. And you cannot allow a Terran to do this to you on this map. There's the barracks floating up inside. We're going to see whether there's actually a lot of open positions, so Fantasy technically could have just, and he does indeed float the racks down. He's going to not build anything yet, so I assume he's going to possibly wait a little bit, but I think that's far off before Free spots it. That's like a huge number of positions. A huge, huge space just for Terrans to float and buildings inside and build stuff. So that's crazy. And Free is going to try to retake his natural expansion, but I'm not really seeing any chance for him to get back into this game. Just no freaking chance whatsoever for him to do that. He does have a few forces in the field, but just not enough. First Marine actually coming up. Fantasy's not going to try to do anything too crazy. He's just going to get one Marine inside, get the scout, and possibly try to pick off a probe. 700 core just now spinning, so Free now going to try to get range. Also put in on a Citadel of Doom, so he's going to try to at least macro up normally. He's not doing any sort of thing like Bisu did. Just go crazy economy in 1 second. Try to put on insane pressure, because I honestly don't think Fantasy is going to do anything to allow Free to even think of doing so. Next expansion should be coming up right now. He canceled the 700 score, possibly just spitting that just to fool Fantasy a bit. So he might be doing something completely different. Now transferring Supros to his natural expansion to get that macro up. Templar Archives coming up, so he might go for Dark Templar. I think that is the right decision here. That's really his only choice. Try to do some heavy economy damage and or some troop damage at the very least to hold Fantasy back. And Dark Templar, I think, is an answer. Academy, meanwhile, just now coming down, also on engineering base. So Fantasy definitely knows this is an option. He's going to get those scans going on the field, and he's just not going to allow him to do anything. Tanks are going to be able to go there below those ridges, and with that racks in play, just going to be able to shell these probes. These probes, goodbye. At least those probes on the lower minerals are going to be able to take a heavy amount of damage. Fantasy also mining up, putting down mines just outside the lower ramp, and this map really is showing itself to be a very heavily Terran favorite, at least against Protoss. Stargate now coming up for Free, so he is going to try to tick up on only 2 bases. And he's just not going to have a lot of force to truly help him while doing that. He's not being allowed any decent mining in his natural expansion. He's spinning his Cybernetic core now, but he's not being able to saturate the natural expansion at all due to that tank. That 3 tanks in the field, a lot of vultures as well. Anything trying to come down that ramp is going to run head first into a lot of mines. There's no observatory imminent for Free, no robotics facility. You can pretty much tell by the look in his eyes. He knows he's lost. His factory is being put down by Fantasy at this point. And scans going off just to spot Dark Templar, because he spotted the Dark Templar play. And the only, Free not allowing the comm set to dissipate before he ran that Dark Templar in. He would have lost it to cannons anyway. Fantasy actually unsieging his tanks at this point, running in with all those vultures. Going to be completely surrounded. These Dragoons are going to be microed around tanks. Mines going down. Marines. Marines, what am I talking about? Dragoons are actually going to be able to run up north. There's a Dark Templar in the mix as well. 2 Dark Templars in the mix. I think they got hit by the mines, though, just as they ran in close to the tanks. Scan went off, and that's going to be GG by Free. Oh, man. Losing that natural expansion after that, he will downhill from there. Thought of going for some Dark Templar play to get back into this, but all in all, not really managing to. If he tried to go for standard, get observers out in the field and try to strengthen his position, I don't think he really would have been managed to do that. So match point, we're going to see whether this is going to stay this kind of map. It's a very interestingly large vertical map, or horizontal map. The words. Oh man. The first time ever since commentating that I forget the correct word, just showing off that English is not my first language. Damn it. But yeah, match point really looking insanely favored versus for Terrans. It's not even funny. Looking all over the place, the kind of position they can set for himself. They have so many points that they can hold. I'm not quite sure how strong it's going to be versus Zerg. I think some of the strengths are gonna be dissipated because really Mech, even if Mech is strong, it's not gonna be able to do quite the same things against Zergs. But overall, there's so much positioning advantage for Terrans to just have so many places to put down forces, just to hold back a Protoss push. A lot of defensive positioning all over the place to allow them to counter Arbiters as well, especially if they know they're coming. So overall, we're going to see what happens. But Telecom T1 taking their first win of the new season. We're going to see who actually manages to start the new season much better than it started last time, going very badly in the start of the last season. So we're going to see what happens overall. So nice games. T1 takes their first win. Stars, well, they're going to try to recover from this loss and get a win in their next matchup. So overall, I'm very excited to see this new Pro League season has started, and just really awesome to be commentating on some decent amount of StarCraft. For those of you that are wondering, I'm not going to be commentating much MSD, if any. MSL Survivor Tournament, just going to wait for the round of 32 for the most part, but I might comment in a game here and there. But for now, I'm going to focus a little bit more on Pro League. So GG guys, wrenching out. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed.